Hi, this is Amar from SSLTrust.com Australia, and in this video, I am going to be showing you how you can successfully install an SSL certificate on your website through the Webuzo web hosting panel. So let's get started. As you can see, we're on the user and control panel, or the dashboard as I'm going to call it here, and this is our server domain name, and this is our primary domain name on which we want to install the certificate on. So as you can see, it is not secure, and we're going to install an SSL certificate and encrypt our connection to it. So let's begin. So we'll navigate to if you scroll down under SSL, you'll be able to see an option called private keys. We're going to generate one first, or you can just search for it here, private keys. We're going to click on that and scroll down to the description and type in your domain name here, and the key size is going to be 2048 bits, and click on create. Okay, our private key was created. Now what we're going to do is go back to the dashboard. You can see the search sign-in request option here, or you can search it up in the search bar, and we'll click on this. So basically, a certificate sign-in request, or a CSR, is nothing but a request initiated by you, the client, to the certificate authority, which contains all necessary information about your business, such as your domain name, any business information, which are all these details are stored in a hashed form. On the technical side, it also contains the public key, which will be signed by the certificate authority and returned to you in the issued certificate. So now we're gonna select our private key we just created, or you can generate a new one and type in your domain name here. Add the 2-letter abbreviation for your country, your state, your city or town, company name. If you're a business, make sure you enter this, or because the certificate will be issued to this company. And for the company branch, use something generic like IT. We're gonna use IT for this one. Type in your email address here. The passphrase. Now generally you need not to put a passphrase for certificate sign request, but in this case Webuzo does not like empty fields, so we're gonna create a simple password, or you can create a complex one. Just make sure that you save it, keep it somewhere safe, and we're gonna click on create. Okay, our certificate sign request was issued or created. Now you can scroll up to this button here, you can click on that, and you'll be able to see your certificate sign request. So make sure you keep this window open, as we're gonna need this to order and configure our certificate. Now we're gonna navigate to SSL Trust, to the dashboard, log into your account, or create one if you haven't, and you can choose from lots of certificates, whether you're a small business, an organization, you need to get more security, you want a cheap certificate. We have loads of options available here. You can check our website for more information. Now what we're going to do is submit our certificate configuration for our positive SSL for 1 year issued by Sectigo. So we're going to click on that. So scroll back to that window and copy this from the very start to the very end, the CSR, and paste it here. Now you can click on verify CSR, and if your details just pop up just about right, then we're good to go. Server type, you're going to select other, as Webuzo is not available, and we're going to click on next step. We're going to fill in all these details here. Make sure you put your name and email address. And if you have a technical contact or somebody else doing this for you, if you have an admin, make sure you pop the details here, or we're gonna use the same details in our case, and we're gonna click on next step. Okay, now comes the important part, or the domain control validation. We need to prove to the issuing authority in this case that you have complete access to the domain name and you've purchased it. So there are various methods to validate your domain name. The first and the easiest one is the email. If you have an email address with this exact format, you can choose this method, and you'll be sent an email containing a link which you'll click on, and your domain control validation will be complete. For the next method, or the HTTP file validation method, you can navigate to this folder in your web hosting manager or FTP program, and if these folders don't exist, you can create them and paste these contents in a text file here. And the next method that we're going to use, and the easiest one for us, is the CNAME validation method. So you'll need to access your domain manager where you've purchased the domain from, and go over to DNS management. So this is our domain name provider. We're going to click on domains, and we'll go to DNS settings. Sorry, let me delete that. And we'll go to DNS settings. So now we're going to click on add record, create a CNAME record, and click on add. Okay, copy the subdomain here, click on copy, and paste it here. Do the same for the pointing to address, copy and paste it here, and click on update. Come back and you can check your DNS record if it has propagated or not. You can click on this button here, and we'll come back here and click on submit. Okay, configuration was a success. We have successfully submitted our order. This is our order number. Our status, your status is available here, and you can click here to access the validation manager, or to check whether your DNS records have propagated or not. Also, I do need to mention that the validation manager will automatically check every 5 to 10 minutes for the DNS record which we just created. So if it is not validated within an hour or so, it might be worth to check your DNS settings or your DNS records to make sure it is correct, or you can contact your hosting provider to make sure there are no issues with it. So we're going to go forward from here, and if the validation is say not automatically done, which is very rare, you can come back here, scroll down, choose the method we've just used to verify domain name, and we're going to click on submit. So we're going to wait a bit and wait for our record to be propagated. We're going to wait for a few minutes, so see you then. Also, I forgot to mention that if you're ever lost, so if you need to access your domain control validation panel, you can head over to the SSL Trust dashboard, and you'll find a button there. It's pretty visible, called Access Validation Manager. You'll be able to access it from there. Okay, so we're back after a few minutes, and it looks like our DNS records have propagated and our certificate has been issued, and we're good to go. So we're going to close this up, and we're going to head over to the SSL Trust dashboard again. Click on your service or the certificate you've purchased, and you can click on the collect or download certificate button here. We're going to close this up, and boom, we're good to go. So now what we're going to do is click on the top left certificate, click on copy to clipboard, and we're going to go to Webuzo again, or the dashboard or the user and panel, and we're going to head over to certificate or search it up. If you cannot find it, we're going to click on this, and we're gonna paste it here as it is, as we've copied it, and click on upload. Okay, our certificate was uploaded successfully. Now we're gonna move on to installing it. So head back over to your dashboard, click on install certificate or search it up, and you can select your domain name here, and you can click on this button called fetch, which should autofill everything. Okay, Weboozer does give warnings of not autofilling everything, so we need to manually paste in a private key here too. So open the dashboard up here again, click on your private key, and you can view your key from this pencil button here, and we're gonna copy and paste it from the very start to the very end. Copy, paste. Now we're gonna paste our certificate here too. Click on copy to clipboard, paste it here, and we're good to go. Okay, so we're here on the third dialog box now, and we're gonna paste our second certificate here. So the CA bundle or the intermediate certificate is required if an option for one is provided. So if you don't install the CA bundle when an option for one is provided, your browser may give you like security warnings when users visit your site. So it's best that you paste this certificate too. So we'll move over to our certificate collection panel, click on copy to clipboard, come back and paste this here as it is, the intermediate certificate. And we're not gonna check this because this certificate is only for our primary domain name, which we've inputted. So we're gonna click on install, and we're good to go. Let's check if the certificate was installed or not. Go to https yourdomainname.com, and we're good to go. The connection is now secure to our site, and you can store information here, carry out transactions or whatever you like. So we're going to test our SSL installation here now and test our server here. So what we can do now is go to a website called sslabs.com, test your server, click here, and we're going to copy and paste it. Copy and paste your domain name, which is the HTTPS or your server name, and click on submit. Okay, our server test was complete. Let's check it out. TLS 1.2 is enabled, and it all looks good. So if you've got an A rating, it means that everything is good to go. And I do need to mention that if you do not get an A rating, it might be because the older versions of TLS such as 1.1 and 1.0 are enabled. I'll show you how you can manually dive into the Apache configuration and turn them off. So if you do not get an A rating, now what we can do is head over back to the Weboozer panel or the dashboard, and we're gonna go to Apache, the option here under configuration. We're gonna click on this. So find the line saying SSL protocol, which is line 1000 in this case, and you can add the first line, SSL protocol all. This I'll include it in the written commands in the written guide, and you can find it attached to the in the description. So this command is not required. The first one is good to go. You can paste it here after this very next line and click on save. So if you run the test again, come back over here, clear your cache, and redo the test. You should get an A rating. Also, as one more thing I'm going to share with you is Weboozer does not have a button to force HTTPS redirects, and You'll have to do that manually if you want users, say they type yourdomainname.com and you want to redirect them to the secure version of your site, https :/ yourdomainname.com. You'll need to add some let's say commands to the .htaccess file. I'll be sure to include them in the written guide, so navigate to that folder in via FTP or SSH or whatever you like, or create a folder in that very directory and just copy and paste in a few commands there, and you should be good to go. So if someone types yourdomainname.com, or www.yourdomainname.com, whatever you like or whatever you prefer, they'll be redirected to the secure version of your site. So hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you've got any questions, please leave a comment below. And if you're stuck with your installation, please contact our support team at SSL Trust. We'll be sure to help you out real quick. Cheers.